why do our teens procrastinate? Remember, the ADHD brains are wired to seek interest and urgency. If a task feels boring or not interesting or overwhelming or not exciting, they may be questioning why there's a need to do it, i.e. these busy work assignments. And that might show up with, hey, I'm getting a good grade in the class. I understand the material. Why do I need to do all this busy work that's going to take me 2 minutes or 3 minutes? And I can tell you for a fact that in my private coaching, my teenagers, God love them, the busy work are the assignments and the works that are keeping their grades down and keeping them in a state of overwhelm. So common. They would rather have a harder project or study for a test or work on a project than this busy work assignments. Their brain is essentially saying, this isn't worth my energy right now. And sometimes they may be accurate. However, they still need to do it. Or they may ask, why do I even have to do this when I understand the material and the topic? One of the biggest challenges I feel when it comes to procrastination, actually getting started to do the work, is a lot of our teenagers struggle with overestimating how long a task or an assignment takes. And that is the time management relationship, if I may. And that could mean maybe 4 math questions can feel like maybe a 3-hour ordeal in their minds, leading to avoidance, when in all reality, if there's 4 questions there and they pretty much have a good sense of how to do the work, their brain is just wired to go into overdrive and overestimating. Okay, so don't underestimate writing a paragraph and how that can lead to avoidance. Okay, so here's a couple strategies to help your teenager hopefully get started and procrastinate less. Remember, it's not about not procrastinating. We want our teenagers to procrastinate less. Having no procrastination is not an expectation, definitely not a realistic expectation at all. We want them to procrastinate less. Okay. So again, chunking tasks. Help your teen break down into bite-sized steps. And I talked about this in a previous video, I think in episode 2. Instead of say, clean your room, no, that's not going to happen. You can say, pick up your clothes first and then clear your desk off. It's amazing what 2-minute little habits can make such an impact. All of a sudden you can see the floor. Your desk is cleared off with the trash and voila, it makes a big difference. Okay. So when I break down tasks with my private students, especially when it comes to academics, I love to use numbers, really the strategies of breaking down the work. Let's just say they have a presentation to do. They're going to be in Canvas or a Google slide, and they're going to be presenting it to the classroom and the teacher. And the project's due in 10 days, and they need to find images. They have to find sources. It's 5 or it's 10 slides kind of thing. I love using numbers. Now you can say, okay, tonight I'm going to find my 5 sources. Tomorrow I'm going to find my 6 images. I'm going to work on 2 of my slides. That helps relieve a lot of the anxiety, because the reality is they're putting down on wherever they're keeping track of their work, they're going to be like, work on slideshow, work on presentation. And when you can break it down into, find 3 sources, find 5 images, it sounds so much better, right? So help them use numbers to help break down. Okay, the second strategy is set time frames. I love using timers. Using timers will help them focus. I always say, would you rather work in a 30-minute time frame right now to get this done? Or do you want to try setting a 15-minute timer to see how much you can get done? They'll always say the 15-minute timer, right? Because they don't know how much they can get done in 15 minutes undistracted, right? So setting a 15-minute timer to work on that assignment and see how much you can get done. That helps build their awareness of time. And it is brilliant because you want them to have, obviously, a much more healthier relationship with time. And when they know how long it takes to do 4 math problems where they're really proficient in math, they're going to think for the next time that's going to help their future self. They're going to think, you know what? Last time I had 4 math problems where I understood something, it only took me 20 minutes. That's a good thing. Remember, in their minds, they're overestimating it, think it's going to take forever. Okay, so the third sort of strategy here is to create rewards. rewards to a task completion. This is why I like the 15-minute timers. For example, finish this homework and then you can have a 20-minute break of screen time, or 20 minutes of screen time, or something like that. As we all know, the caveat to that is to get them back at that 20-minute mark to begin their work again. But also, their brain is wired to seek rewards, which is why what's going to motivate them, and it's normally their phone, or normally their gaming, or normally having access to YouTube or their devices, right? Their distraction, which we all know it is happening, can be their reward. Work for 15 minutes and then be on your phone for 10 minutes. You're not going to be missing that much information. Super important. Okay. And then also what I have found is really helpful is, normalize the experience. Share stories of how you procrastinate, things that you don't like to do, right? This is not just ADHD specific. It just can happen a lot more. But there are things that we always procrastinate on that we don't enjoy as adults, as parents, as business people, right? I loathe writing my weekly email. I don't know why. I just love it. It just feels icky to me. And I finally gotten to the point where I have a great system now after procrastinating for so long doing it. But we all feel overwhelmed sometimes by small things or maybe a long to-do list, okay? Help normalize, and it will help them recognize that they're not alone in their struggles of getting started. So remember, procrastination, again, it is a common challenge, but making sure that your teen is understanding how long things take. When you break it down into smaller chunks and pieces, and maybe numbers are a big help, that will help your teenager be more confident, and it will help them feel more in control. So, okay, write in the comments which of these you will try first. Love to hear from you. And remember, don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying this information. I will see you in the next video. Take care.